So this one is algorithm step treatment initiation. So you start with this. It's not to tell you whether you can step up or step down. So algorithm, so patient comes in and they tell you they have shortness of breath, but it's infrequent. Then you can start with ICS for MOD or PRN. And if they comes in, they said, oh, symptoms or need for SABA more than twice per month, ICS for MOD or PRN as well. You can give ICS for MOD or PRN either for step 1 infrequent symptoms or symptoms that need SABA more than twice per month. Step 3, if they have troublesome asthma most days, then you can give 2 low-dose ICS for model. Step 4, if they have exacerbation or severity uncontrolled asthma, you can give low-dose ICS for model plus medium-dose ICS for model. Step 5, you can refer to assessment. Then you can give low-dose ICS for model plus high-dose ICS for model. So let's take a look. Example, so SABA, albuterol plus low-dose ICS taken with SABA. Okay, so this columns right here is all the old guideline. The columns right here is our new guidelines. ICS LABA combo, Symbicort, Advair, Discus, Dulera. ICS SABA combo is budesonide plus Vomodol, Symbicort, budesonide plus Vomodol, Symbicort, fluticasone, salmeterol, Advair, Discus, HFA. Mometasone for model is Dulera. ICS plus LABA combo. You can give Symbicort, Advair, Discus, HFA, or Dulera. So what is Symbicort? Symbicort is a combination of budesonide and formoterol. What is Advair, Discus, or Advair HFA? You give a combination of fluticasone plus salmeterol. The way to remember it, you add fluid saline for air. Advair is a fluticasone plus salmeterol. Symbicort, how do you remember Symbicort? You have body that form a symbol. Cort is a corticosteroid. Budesonide is corticosteroid. But form Symbicort. You can say but form Symbicort. Budesonide for model Symbicort. But form Symbicort. Budesonide Symbicort. But form Symbicort. budesonide for moral Symbicort, fluticasone salmeterol Edward discus, mometasone for moral Dulera, mometasone for moral Dulera, mometasone for moral Dulera, mid-dose inhalers MDI, HFA, Respimat, or Curare. So you'll see HFA, Respimat, or no suffix, for example, Curare. They are mid-dose inhalers. Aerosolized liquid medication, HFA use propellant, requires slow, deep inhalation, same time as pressing the button. Spacer can be used, and you have to shake well except for Curare, Avasco, Respimat. Mid-dose inhalers are HFA, Respimat, Curare, aerosolized liquid medication, HFA use propellant, slow deep inhalation same time as pressing the button. Spacer can be used, shake well except for Curare, Avasco, Respimat. So Avasco, Respimat, Curare. So Curare, Avasco, Respimat do not need to shake. Dry powder inhalators such as Discus, Ellipta, Press Air, HandiHaler, Neohaler, RespiQuick. Fine powder inhalation, no propellant, require forceful quick inhalation without pressing button same time, no spacers, do not shake. Because it's a dry powder, if you shake them, just imagine they are in your hand, powders in your hand. If you shake them, they will be gone. So for dry powder inhalers, do not shake. You don't need to use spacer, but you need to forcefully quick inhalation. Dry powder, you need to breathe in forcefully inhalation without pressing buttons at the same time. For mid-dose inhalation, you have to slowly and deeply inhale the mid-dose inhaler. At the same time, you also have to pressing down the button. Makes sense, right? You're slowly pressing down the button, and while you breathing slowly and deeply into your lungs. But if it's powder, you want to forcefully breathe in all those powder before they are blown away. Exercise induce. You have to use SABA 5 to 15 minutes before, but salmeterol LABA can be used unless it is being used for maintenance. Montelukast must be taken 2 hours prior to exercise. Rescue inhalers should last 12 months with good asthma control. General guidelines. General guidance. If prescribed modern inhaler, patient must wait 60 seconds between each. First, SABA, second, any other bronchodilator. Last, ICS. Remember 60 seconds between each. So 1 minute. 1 minute between each. Nebulizer turns liquid meds into fine mist. Spacer helps to coordinate inhalation with MDI or metered dose inhalator into the lungs and prevent thrust. Clean once a week with soap and water. Peak flow meters you can use every morning before any asthma medications. Use by standing up straight. Exhale. Then inhale deeply, then blow out. Hard and fast into PEFR and record the highest of the 3 numbers. Clean once a week. If you get green zone or between 80 to 100, meaning that you don't need to care about anything. But if you get yellow zone between 50 and 80, you need to take some action plan. But if you get red zone less than 50% of the personal best, go to emergency room. Let's change color. Oops. Okay, so these are the metered dose inhalators, Ventolin HFA. Notice that they'll have HFA in their name. Ventolin HFA, Pro Air HFA, Flovent HFA, Dolera, Symbicort, Q-Wear. You need to shake 5 seconds before spray. And you have to exhale fully. Then you have to inhale slowly and deeply while pressing button. Hold your breath 10 seconds or as long as possible. Prime. Spray 4 times into the air while shaking between sprays. Prime if not used for 14 days or if it's dropped. Prime, which means you have to spray 4 times into the air when you first start using it or between sprays. Prime if not used for 14 days or if it's dropped. Prime. If not used for 7 days, more than 7 days or 5 days. For Dolera. Oh, okay, so priming days are different. So Ventolin HFA and Pro Air HFA, you need to prime if not used for 14 days or if it's dropped. Clean, remove metal canister. Do not get wet and rinse mouthpiece with warm water, then air dry once per week. Remove metal canister, do not get wet, and rinse mouthpiece with warm water, then air dry once per week. clean fluent only. So Ventolin and Pro Air HFA, Ventolin and Pro Air HFA, you only have to air dry them. You don't need to do anything. You just have to air dry them and that's it. And you can do it once per week. Fluent and Duolera. For Fluent, only use clean cotton swab to wipe mouthpiece, then air dry. Symbicort Duolera, wipe mouthpiece with clean dry cloth, then we put in water. So basically all these need to be air dry. Cannot put in water. Ventolin, Pro Air, Fluent, Duolera, Symbicort, Q-Wear. Ventolin. Okay, so those three that have HFA, you already know that they are metered-dose inhalator. Duolera, Symbicort, and Q-Wear do not have HFA, and Duolera is a combination Symbicort is a combination of what again? Budesonide, fluticasone,